Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Aryantanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Ayaryanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Uvajjayanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Savanam. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityam Dhayanti Yoginam Kamadam Mokshadam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo Namah. नमः समयसाराय स्वानुभूत्या चकासते चित्स्वभावाय भावाय सर्वभावान्तरच्छिदे अज्ञानतिमिरन्दानां ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः तीर्थङ्करो जगन्नाथो ओंकारनाद जिननो जयवन्तो जिनना समो शरण सौ जयवंत वर्तो ने तीर्थ चार जगमा जयवंत वर्तो नमो ए तीर्थ नायक ने नमो ओंकार नाद ने ओंकार संगरो तेने नमो ते श्री कुंद कुंदने अहो उपकार जिनवर नो कुंदनो ध्वनि दिव्यनो जीन कुंद ध्वनियाप्य अहो ते गुरु काननो अहो ते भगवती मातनो ध्रुव अचलने अनुपम गति पामेल सर्वे सिद्धने वंदी कहूँ सुत केवली भाषित आसमय प्राभृत अरे मुँह एक शुद्ध सदा अरूपी ज्ञान दर्शनमय खरे कई अन्य ते मारु जरी परमाणु मात्र नथी अरे जम नेत्र ते मज ज्ञान नथि कारक नथि वेदक अरे जाने जकर मोदय निरजरा बंदते मज मोक्षने ओम नमः सिद्धेभ्यो ओम नमः सिद्धेभ्यो ओम श्री शुद्धात्माने नमः Jai Jendra. Today is June 20, 2018, Wednesday, and we are continuing our Samaysar discussion. We are on Samaysar stanza 13, and we are talking about Panch Bhav last time. Very quickly, we'll just go through those couple of slides, and then we'll go further. So I'll share this screen, share screen. Okay. Okay, so soul's five extraordinary disposition, Atmana Pancha Asadharana Bhav. Extraordinary. So there are five different ways dispositions in the soul can occur. Four types are dependency on karma, which is called relativistic state, or it's called sapex, karma sapex. And there are four types. Audaik means soul's inclination of the soul due to fruition of karma. Fruition of karma is called uday. So because of karma uday, there is an inclination occurring in the soul. It's called audayik. Next one, it's called aupshami, means soul's inclination due to suppression of karma. As we talked about in the dirty water to put the alum, and when we put alum, the dirt is sitting down. That dirt did not go away, but it's just sitting down. Means the karma are suppressed at that time. And on the top, there is a pure water, means purity of the soul, means that inclination is a pure form. The third one is called Kshayopshamik Bhav, which we had a lots of discussion occurred on that one, because that's an inclination due to suppression, come annihilation of karma, means intensity of karma becomes reduced. Simply that one. Let's presume that I'm going to get the intense anger producing state right now, and it's 100 units of that state. Instead of that anger instead of 100 unit comes at 40 units. So that's called Kshayopshamik Bhav, means the inclination occurring in a milder form. Intensity is reduced. That is called Kshayopshamik. Over here is 100% rise of the inclination. Over here is a suppression, and suppression of karma, that's why inclination occurs. Over here, partially the intensity of the fruition is partial, it's subdued. So there's inclination occurs on the soul on that basis. And fourth one, that the karma are totally annihilated from the soul, and so soul's inclination. So these are four. It's called relativistic, or it's karma sapex. The reason we have to get used to these words, because sometimes it will be very important in the future, because lots of time when we listen to the lectures and everything, we may not have access to all these English words, but at least if we are repeatedly thinking about this one, then those words become second nature for us. Then last one is independence of karma. There is no relationship on this inclination. This disposition of the soul has no relationship with anything else. So it's called param parinamic bhav. So soul's innate nature. We talked about those things. Then we said this is the way karma, deluded state occurs. Karma fruition is there. New karma bondage comes. This circle keeps on going because I'm in the deluded state. When I'm coming out of the deluded, when I'm coming out of the deluding state, number one, before we go, fruition of karma in deluding state, when this thing occurs, because my deluding state occurs with the fruition of karma, so that is called audayic bhav. The soul's nature is called audayic, and fruition of karma is called udayic. Uday from fruition of karma, and audayic from the soul's perspective. So it's called audayic, or it is called soul's inclination born as a result of fruition of karma. So they are so intensely associated with each other, even though they both are separate, but they occur so reflexly together. It appears one is due to other and other is due to one, and things like that. So that's what is called audayic bhav. I become angry, I become egoistic, I become possessive, I become I have attachment, I have aversion, I have deluding state. All those things are called audayic bhav, means results due to something occurring within me because of karma fruition. So that's one thing. Now, second thing we just went through quickly, that if I'm not in a deluding state, then opshamic bhav, opshamic means inclination due to suppression of karma. These karma are in the suppression form, and at that time I have a purity. Of course, purity occurs by itself, suppression occurs by itself, but because they are related to each other, because they come so close to each other, that's why that kind of inclination is known as opshamic bhav, or inclination due to suppression of karma. Then we just talked, second one was kshayik bhav, means inclination, my inclination occurring over here because karma are removed at that state from me. They are annihilated from me. Over here, they're simply in a suppression form. Over here, they are like that of dirty water, and you put alum, and the dirt sit down, and water is pure form. So dirt is sitting down over here, means karma is suppressed over here, and soul is in a pure form, like a pure water on the top in the dirty glass of water with the alum. Kshayik bhav, that dirt is totally removed. They are annihilated, they are dissociated, they are not there. And as a result, I also have my innate state, and that's what it is. And opshamic bhav means partial suppression, partial annihilation, means some karma are suppressed, some karma are annihilated. In other words, karma fruition is in a very less intense state. And when that is occurring, that means there is some purity is there, some impurity is there, and that is called opshamic bhav. and we had done lots of discussion on that. And if there is new question coming, we'll just talk more about it. So this is what 5 inclinations are there. So now the 5th one is just this karma are totally not related to the soul at all, and soul is an innate state only, and soul is an innate state because of its own self. Soul remains in its own natural state without dependency on karma. So that is called its parinamic bhav, or soul's innate state, or soul's natural state. So that's a 5th one. So we have gone through that one. Having said that, now we are coming to today's topic, that we just dissect that one, those things, those situations in a little bit detail. What happens here? Aupshamik bhav. Remember, aupshamik bhav means you are suppressing. You are suppressing the karma. Karma are suppressed. So soul spiritual purification that comes about as a nature of complete cessation of manifestation of some karma which are yet in existence. Remember that a dirty glass of water, when the alum is put it in, and the pure water is on the top, dirt is on the bottom. This is called aupshamik bhav. Okay, what happens in that aupshamik bhav? Let me put this here. So disposition of the soul. Soul has a disposition occur keeping in relation to the suppression of the karma fruition is known as aupshamik bhav. Aupshamik bhav means soul's purity because of suppression of the karma fruition. Now, that karma fruition occurs by itself, remember, and soul is doing its own work. But really, right now, we are working to understand relationship between soul and karma. So now we are going to say, lots of places will be saying karma occurred, that's why soul did this thing. Karma occurred, that's why soul had this kind of reaction. Karma fruition did not occur, that's why soul had. So those kind of sentences will be used, but at the same time, in the back of our mind, we should know it, that karma, they are independent, they do their own work. Soul is independent, it does its own work. But since time infinite, there is a close association between those two. So that's why I always say, because of karma, this thing happened. Because of this thing, karma happened. When we say those things, we have to remember there is a way of speaking, because now we are giving importance to the karma also. And while we are giving importance to the karma, at the same time, we should not forget the fact that two substances are entirely separate, and they do their own work, but they are occurring together. We had given one example one time that a child always at 8 o'clock morning comes out of the house, and 8 o'clock morning a school bus comes. Is a school bus coming and that's why the child is outside? Or child is outside, that's why the school bus came? No, it appears to be association. 8 o'clock morning and bus is coming. Child is coming, bus is coming. But they both are separate, independent entities. So those are the things here. Karma fruition and soul's inclination. Karma fruition, soul's inclination. But they are so close to each other, it appears because of this thing, because of karma, the soul is doing that kind of action. So we have to know the relationship of soul with the karma, but at the same time we have to understand that they are two different entities. So here, soul's disposition, keeping in relation to the suppression of the karma fruition, is known as aupshamik bhav. Soul's inclination or disposition occurred by soul, and karma suppression occurred because of karma, but because they occur together so quickly, so fast in the same samay, that we call this disposition of the soul as a aupshamik bhav. Bhav means disposition, and aupshamik means due to suppression of the karma fruition. Okay, now with the soul's self-effort, means Purusharth as instrumental cause, the non-living material karma do not come in fruition as known as karma upsham. See what is happening here? Soul did its own personal effort. I did my own work. That's all. My limitation, my area of influence was limited to my soul substance only. And with my personal effort, I did that kind of personal effort with the soul. Means I had my faith directed to alien objects. I brought that faith directed to my soul. I did that work myself. Soul did that work by itself. And at that time, with that effort, became the instrumental cause for the non-living material karma. And then the karma decided not to come in fruition at the time. You mean the karma had a brain to realize that soul has gone into, soul has changed its faith attribute towards the self? Did the karma know about it? No, not at all. Karma has no consciousness. Karma has no brain. Karma cannot think about itself. But remember, as we say, since time infinite, and time infinite in the past, time infinite future, all these modes of every substances are fixed. So, in the karma, again we take the 10 modes in this situation. Soul has a 10 mode, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the fifth samay, soul is supposed to be going into its own disposition of purity. Soul will have its own purity disposition because of self-effort. Number 5th samay. Now, in the karma at that time, karma associated with me as a soul, they had in their form was written that they will have suppression of the karma fruition. So karma fruition occurred on the 5th samay by karma itself. And at the 5th samay, I in myself had a disposition with me as a soul going into the experiencing phase, means my faith directed to myself. Both the things happened at the same time. But they both had their own way of coming at the same time. So it's not that because I went into the self-disposition that karma went in, karma had no fruition at all or suppression of fruition. Those are independent things that we have to keep in mind, and then say that my purity occurred and over here karma got suppressed in fruition. So that kind of understanding we have to have it. And that time what happened? So karma in the suppression phase by themselves knows as karma upsham. When this guy is called aupshamik bhav, see, whenever we use the word bhav, it is almost always related to the soul's disposition. So when we say aupshamik bhav, and over here we can just say karma upsham. Karma upsham means suppression phase of karma, not to be in fruition at the time. That's called upsham. This is called aupshamik. Upsham from karma, aupshamik from the soul's perspective. Let's see next one. Kshayik bhav. Kshayik bhav means destructional disposition, means disposition produced due to annihilation or destruction of the karma, the supreme sort of spiritual purification that comes about as a result of complete dissociation from karma. Kshayik bhav, what happens? In Kshayik bhav, let's read the second bullet too. Soul's pure nature associated with the total annihilation of material karma is known as Kshayik bhav. With soul's personal effort, Purusharth as instrumental cause, the obstruction of producing material karma getting annihilated is known as Kshay. Now, what is happening here? Kshayik bhav. Kshayik bhav means again, as we said, related to soul. Kshayik Kshay means to get rid of it, kshay, get rid of it. So soul's pure nature, when the soul is directing the faith attribute to the soul, instead of a faith attribute getting directed to the alien object, now it is directed to the soul. When it's getting directed to the soul, and as a result, my personal efforts are intense at this time. Intense at this time, and as a result, now I have supreme sort of spiritual modification. In the first one over here, it was there was manifestation of karma was suppressed, so spiritual purification occurred. But over here, supreme sort of spiritual purification. So compared to this one, this is transient. This guy is a permanent. Again, take that glass of water, dirty water. You put alum, and the dirt set down in the bottom. The dirt is still present in the water, but it is suppressed and is sitting in the bottom. Of course, in the top, there's a pure water, drinkable water is now. It was dirty, but now it's drinkable water. Over here in Kshayik, that kachra, that dirt which was present in the soul, in the dirty water, it's been totally got rid of it. The water is absolutely pure from top to bottom. In the first scenario, Aupshamik Bhav, top one is a pure water. In the bottom, dirt is sitting. Over here, top to bottom, Kshayik Bhav, top to bottom is a pure water. Pure water. There is no rise of a dirt occurs in the second Kshayik Bhav. In Aupshamik Bhav, that glass, if you shake it, all the dirt will mix up into the whole water, and it will not be again drinkable water. So those are the two things. Same thing happens, but over here it's a transient purification, and this is the intense purification. It means supreme sort of spiritual purification. When Tirthankar Bhagwan takes birth, he is born with this Kshayik Bhav. Kshayik Bhav means he is a purity, supreme sort of purity is there, supreme sort of Samyak Darshan is there, supreme sort of self-realization is there, that it will remain forever with him till he becomes Siddha and beyond Siddha. In the sense, after getting Siddha Dasa, he will continue to have this supreme purification forever and ever and ever and ever. So once it comes, it never goes away. So that's a Kshayik Bhav. So that's how Kshayik Bhav over here described, that when it happens, at the time karma are totally annihilated, or they are totally removed from the soul's area. Okay. So now what happens here? Karma are absent in this place, so they are not Kshay. Karma are called Kshay, means absent, and as a result of absence of karma, it is called Kshayik Bhav. Kshayik, Kshay, Kshayik, Upsham, Aupshamik, and third one now, Kshayopshamik Bhav. Kshayopshamik Bhav means, as we said before, it's a partial, fruition of karma with a much less intensity. So what happens? So this is the suppression, this is complete elimination, and this is in between state. Let's put it that way, Now, dispersion of destruction comes subsidence. Dispersion due to destruction comes subsidence of karma. So Kshayopshamik Bhav means the soul's disposition, in which there is a partial destruction, partial subsidence of karma occurs, and as a result of soul has certain kind of inclinations. Now, what I say over here, sort of spiritual purification comes about as a result of destruction through nominal manifestation of part of karma, and disintegration of the fruition of intense producing karma is a kshay, and karma which are to be yet to come in fruition in the future are present in dormancy. This is upsha. Means Over here, it's a long-winded answer we are giving over here, but in general, let's say that this is the I'm supposed to get a intense knowledge of obscuring karma at this point, and I can't remember anything, I can't think anything, I'm just simply quote unquote dumb. I'm idiot. I'm moron. I don't understand anything because I have intense fruition of the knowledge obscuring karma. Suppose I'm coming on this situation, Kshap Shamik Bhav, means right now I'm dumb, I'm moron, I'm just, I don't remember anything. That kind of situation I have it. Now, that intense knowledge obscuring karma, which we give as 100 units of intensity, not 100%, 100 units of intensity. Then now, instead of 100 units of intensity, that karma comes in the fruition with 40% of intensity, for example. Means they are obstructing 40% of my knowledge, 40 units of my knowledge. And so I have a lot more exposure of the knowledge. Just like there is a darkest cloud, winter day is there, and absolute dark clouds are there. There is no sunlight penetrating at all. There is a very minimal sunlight is there. It is so minimal that I know it's day and not night, but it is like a night practically. Think about that winter night before the snowing or whatever, evening, well, the day before the snowing, for example. Now next day, the clouds, they disperse somewhat, and now you see a little bit more sunlight coming. Same way is happening over here. The first day is a very dark and sun is not seen, means the inclination of the soul is kind of blunted. But next day, the intensity becomes extremely low, and so my soul's inclination becomes somewhat more exposed. So that's what happens. Then that's a big name given, and the explanation is given that the three possible things occur: destruction, annihilation, suppression, and fruition. Three things happen in these things. I mean, when we dissect it, the three possible things are happening. Means destruction means intensity producing karma, their intensity is destroyed. And that intensity of 100 units is converted to 40 units of problem. So 100 units of a problem are destroyed, converted to 40 units of a problem as express, means fruition, and at the same time my karma in the dormancy are remaining in dormancy, means they are remaining quote unquote suppressed, means they are not coming in fruition. Three things happening: destruction of 100 units, expression of 40 units, and whatever karma in dormancy, they remain dormant. So dormancy karma, they are not worried about it because they are not giving fruition right now. Intensity of 100 units got converted to 40 units. So now I have only expression of 40 units of intensity coming in karma fruition. And that is called Kshaupshamik Bhav. When these guys are producing less suppression, then this guy is coming out a lot more shine. Over here, karma are not there at all, and soul is shining perfectly. Karma are suppressed in the Aupshamik Bhav, and our soul is manifesting transiently in the best possible way. So the second column over here is a karma that they are either suppressed or totally removed, or partially less intensity of karma coming in fruition. So those are the things happens. And at the time, what happens in the some karma are in suppression, some in fruition, some in dormancy, and that's your karma kshayopsham. Now, you know, I can raise one question in your mind that over here, when we say shop shamik bhav, and over here we are saying soul substance, and there is no deluding state. Actually, there is a deluding state, but it's not called deluding state, it's called instability of the soul. So there is a partially, there is certain karma are occurring, so that way certain disposition of the soul is occurring, but mainly the mainly soul is in an innate state, so that way soul is experiencing self. At the same time, some karma, very feeble karma, are still operating. So over here in Aupshamik Bhav, the water was pure on the top and bottom was still having the garbage sitting. In the Kshayik Bhav, the whole water is completely pure. And in this third one, there is a almost purity of the water with slight turbidity present, very minimal turbidity present. Over here, complete purity. Over here, teeny tiny slight turbidity. And that turbidity is called Chal Mal Agad fault, and it is only Kevali Bhagwan, omniscient Lord, can perceive that, okay, what happens in this situation. For us lay people, as long as I have Aupshamik, Kshayik, Kshapshamik Bhav, means I have the soul's experience. That means my faith is directed to the soul. That means my faith is taken away from the alien objects of the universe. That means I have some darshan. That means I have a right faith. That means I have a self-realization. And that's all we have to think about. But these are the things that we are talking from karma perspective. All these things what we talk is called karma perspective. The four types of scriptures are there: storytelling scripture, conduct related scripture, karma related scripture, and metaphysics. So we are in Samaysar related to the metaphysics. It's a pure hardcore philosophy, but at the same time we also have close association with the karma, so we have to have that relationship also should be available in our mind, so that way, because we have intense relationship with karma since time infinite in the past. Okay, so having said that, let's move to the okay, once let me finish this the next slide and then we'll open question. Now Audaik Bhav. What was that Audaik Bhav? Means whenever there's a karma fruition occurs and I join with that karma fruition. Anger producing karma fruition, I become angry. Ego producing karma fruition, I become egoistic. Possession producing karma fruition, and I become possessive, or I become greedy in everything. So those are the things when there is a karma fruition occurs, and as a result of it, soul has some kind of a spiritual blemish or pollution that comes about at the same time of an effective manifestation of karma. So karma fruition is there, and as a result, I have a deluding state, I have an impure state within me, I have an altered state within me, that is called Audaik Bhav. Next, what happens? Soul has altered disposition, Vikari Bhav. If Sushma Ben is online, then you asked that question last week, and I'm sorry, I was extremely tied up. But then the Vikari Bhav means altered disposition, not the right disposition, altered disposition in the form of anger, deceit, ego, greed, likes, dislike, ignorance, and all those things. This altered disposition occurs due to relationship with fruition of material karma. So that's called Audaik Bhav. This is the Audaik Bhav. Bhav means related to the soul. Audaik means related to karma fruition. So what happens? Karma are in fruition state known as karma uday. This fruition of karma is called uday. That's why this is called Audaik. Now last one. Parinamic Bhav. Soul's inherent nature, soul's natural activity, soul's innate state, those are the things For every substance has its own eternal state, which is without any alien attachment, and that is parinamic bhav. If we take any living being, started from Nigod, the lowest form of life, and to the highest form of life called Siddha Bhagwan, and in between any kind of living being, whether it's a human or angel or hellish or subhuman, plant and animal, every living being, they have their inherent nature, natural activity, eternal activity of the soul, eternality of the soul. That is called parinamic bhav. So it's an eternal state and there is no alien attachment. It's simply there. The gold in the mine mixed with the dirt, still gold is a gold is a gold. And the pure gold in your vault, Austin Corona or the Canadian maple leaf gold coin, they are 99.9999% pure. Still, that is called gold also. The gold mixed with the dirt in the mine is also called gold. So gold is there. For example, sugar, its natural state is to give sweetness, no matter where it is or when it is. In the past, millions of years back, or future millions of years, sugar will always be sweet. In any area of the world, sugar always will be sweet. You go to Africa, India, Asia, America, Europe, everywhere, sugar will be sweet. So that's its inherent nature. Same way, my inherent nature is to be in my innate state. That is called parinamic bhav. This parinamic bhav is, we are talking soul's activity right now, but actually it is also related to all 6 universal substances. Soul, matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time, all 6 universal substances, they have their own eternality, means their own pure state, means eternal state, and which is there, which is not dependent on any outside alien object. That's called, it's called param. Bhav means over here we are using soul, and parinamic means it's a natural state. What happens here? Soul's disposition, which does not keep any expectation from material karma suppression or annihilation, or annihilation comes suppression or fruition. All the 4 things that we just said before. This is suppression means upsham, annihilation means kshay, annihilation comes subsidence is a kshayopsham, and fruition means uday. So it has no expectation from material karma at all. That's why it's called soul's parinamic bhav, means soul's eternal nature, soul's pure nature, soul's substancehood nature. That's what it is. One which has eternal existence is known as parinamic bhav. This soul is existing eternally, cannot be killed, cannot be created. It's always there, and it is nothing to do with any alien attachment at all. The soul in the Nigod, lowest form of life, can be there for time infinite there, and can come out from the Nigod and become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cents, can become human, and can with the intense form of a personal effort can go to moksha right away also. But that soul in that one remains constant. It is in the Nigod also, in human also, in the Siddha Bhagwan also, everywhere. That soul, every living being has a same kind of constitution, same eternal existence and everything. Gurudev Sri one time give a absolute, real crux of the whole religion. After Das Lakshan Parva was over, the Kshamavani day, means forgiving day was there. And Gurudev said one very powerful statement he made. One sentence alone, and it gave the exact essence of the whole Jain religion. What he said: if this soul has seen any living being in their modal form. What did he say? In this soul, if this soul has perceived any of the living being in the modal form, then I'm asking for forgiveness. Modal form means I can be angry, I could be egoistic, I could be greedy, I could be screwy guy, I could have a rag, I could have dvesh. That is my modal form. Or I could be nigod cell, or I could be plant, I could be animal, I could be anybody. Those are my modal forms. He says, no, I just see that every substance, every living being are having the eternality, means they are the same. There is no difference. There is no difference with the guy full of anger in the war field, or the guy who is most pious sitting in the temple and doing lots of good deeds and everything. Or could be a nigod cell, or could be plant and animal, or hellish or heaven. I don't see any divisions in them. I just see that they are pure eternal soul in their parinamic bhav. So if I see them at parinamic bhav, means everybody is same. If I see the modal view, then I see all the changes. This guy is tall, this guy is dark, this guy is white, this guy is angry, this guy is greedy. But that's a modal form. Behind that, eternality of the soul substance is same everywhere. So it's called parinamic bhav. So Gurudev, when he said, I don't, if I've seen anybody with a modal state, then I'm asking for forgiveness, because I see everybody as an eternal soul substance. They have the potential. Those who are liberated, they already have, they have expressed that potentiality. Those who are not liberated, those who are not liberated, they have the potentiality in a dormancy state. They have capacity to wake up their potentiality. So one sentence alone, and he gives total essence of the Jain principles that have the substantial vision. Make the modal vision as a secondary. Yes, modal vision do occur, but make it secondary, because now your overall picture is a substantial vision. So one sentence, and he can just, so that powerful statement he can give, or he can also give thousands and thousands of, at least Samaysar, he can give 600 hours of lectures also to give the same information. So that's parinamic bhav. One which has eternal existence is known as parinamic bhav. The conscious nature of the soul has all its divisions. Hidden within is hidden within is known as soul's parinamic bhav. Means modes are there, but they are made secondary. The eternal soul substance is made primary. Cognitive or omniscient knowledge, etc., are the modes and are not parinamic bhav. Even our thinking process is a mode, or omniscient knowledge also is mode. They are mode and they are not parinamic bhav. Parinamic bhav is a eternal existence and not having any relationship to anybody. So no relationship to the nature of this nature of the soul with any karma state. Natural state of the soul is independent, it is not relativistic, or it's called nirpeksha bhav. So over here we have seen the 5 different dispositions of the soul. 4 are related to the karma, fruition or absence of fruition, or partial suppression, partial annihilation, partial fruition, etc. But parinamic bhav is nirpeksh, means independent, non-relativistic. Having said that, now we are just going to quickly summarize same thing in a different form, just to put all those things in a proper perspective. That soul's inclination, atmana bhav. Soul's inclination, atmana bhav, and then over here, whether they are sapeksh or nirpeksh, whether they are relativistic or non-relativistic. Sapeksh means related to the karma or not related to karma at all. Or not only karma, but not related to any entity of the universe at all. That's called nirpeksh. So here, first one, Aupshamik bhav. Again, Aupshamik bhav means karma upsham, and soul's Aupshamik bhav means soul's spiritual purification comes about as a result of complete cessation of manifestation of some karma which is yet in existence. This dirty water with the alum. Now, what happens here? It's called sapex, relativistic, dependent on karma, karma presence or absence. So it is related with the karma's presence or absence. Kshayik bhav means destructional disposition or disposition produced due to annihilation, destruction of the karma, or supreme sort of spiritual purification that comes about as a result of complete dissociation of karma. So karma are completely dissociated in this state. And what happens over here, it's still related to karma because right now it is related to the dependence of karma fruition's absence. So karma fruition's absence, and that is the reason that this Kshayik bhav occurs. That means I have my purity because there is no karma present on the other side. So that's a karma dependency. Of course, this relativistic means absence of karma fruition is also a relativistic form. Kshaupshamik bhav, disposition of destruction comes subsidence, means partial intense fruition of the karma, period. That's it. And at that time, there is some karma are in fruition, some karma are absence of fruition, but again, it's relativistic phase. Audayik bhav means the karma is in fruition and I have anger, deceit, ego, greed, likes, dislike, ignorance, all kind of inclination occurring within me. That's called Audayik bhav. And there it is, of course, dependent on karma's presence, karma fruition's presence. And last one is one which is Parinamic bhav, soul's inherent nature, natural activity of the soul, and in that one, it's not dependent on anything at all. No alien objects of the universe can touch that one. So the gold in the mine remain there for millions of years. Gold is a gold and dirt is a dirt. They have association, but they can't become one. So they can be separated by passing through the fire, and then gold comes one side, dirt goes on the other side. So that's called non-relativistic or nirupex, and independent of karma presence or absence, it's non-relative. So four inclinations, four dispositions are relativistic, and the fifth one is non-relativistic. So that's what we understand. Let's see the next one. When a specific act occurs in the mode, then there is relativistic relationship. Now over here, Gurudev changes the gear right now, and he says, you know what? Forget about all the things that we talked about so far. If you are looking at the modal action, that means it's a relativistic relationship. That means karma are there in the form of present or absent. That's all you have to know about it. When we have a modal vision, when I give importance to mode, then there is a relativistic relationships are generated. And that means the sapekshta is generated. That means the karma in the form of presence or absence are considered. And that's why the modal vision gives you relationship, which is a relativistic relationship. One brings attention to the eternal true nature of the indivisible soul substance. From over here, I had a modal vision. And over here, now I have a substantial vision, which is having non-relativistic nature, means param parinamic bhav. Then one obtains right faith, means samyak darshan. In short, how can I get samyak darshan? Gurudev says, take your modal vision away, make it substantial vision, and then you have the right faith generated. He makes it so simple looking. But of course, knowing that one, now I can make my personal effort and my faith directed to the alien objects of the universe. I try to remove that faith from the alien objects, and I make that faith become weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. And then one fine moment, that faith now will be directed to the eternal soul substance. Remember, faith is 100% either to the alien object or to the eternal soul substance. There is nothing in between. So now, since time infinite, my vision, my faith is directed to alien objects. I want to bring it to my own self. That's all. If I once I bring that one, even for a moment, that means I have right faith, means I have some darshan. For that, I have to keep working on it. So those are the things that we know it. Now, one more thing, the relativistic thing what we talked about, then we can just go little bit, this is side subject. Side subject in the sense, this is one principle when Gurudev propagated, the whole the Jain society all over the country got shaken up. They said, what is he talking about? We don't understand. And these are the people who are highly learned Pandit, that they also got kind of confused. What is Gurudev talking? So Gurudev started talking about soul's presence mode. He started talking about soul's present mode, and what he said, that soul's present mode can be in the relativistic state or non-relativistic state. Up until that time, 100% belief in the community, Jain community at large in all over the country. It was saying that the soul's present mode is always relativistic in nature, because there is always related with the karma and everything, either karma fruition or suppression or partial suppression or annihilation of karma. This mode cannot occur any other way. When Gurudev brought this principle, everybody got shaken up. It took time for them to understand. This personality had so much depth of knowledge. How did he get that depth of knowledge? In the previous life, he was in a Mahadev Kshetra. He went to the Samaysar of Simanta Swami Bhagwan, and he has listened to the direct discourses from the Simanta Swami in the Samaysar. From that seeds seeds that he has sown there, then it became a kind of a huge tree over here and started giving fruits to us to give us the information what in the right manner. And we are fortunate that we are able to understand this one sitting 10,000 miles away from the original place, and we still are able to digest all these things. That was because Gurudev put it in extremely simplest form. So what did he say? He said that present mode, this is my present mode. This is present mode. Now, I'm looking from karma perspective. I'm looking for karma perspective. Karma fruition, karma disintegration, karma partial disintegration, karma separation, all those forms that I look from karma perspective, this mode looking from karma perspective, then at the time of the karma are present or absent in the form of instrumental cause. When modes look from when the mode look from the karma perspective, then the same mode is known as state of relativistic form. When I'm looking from the karma perspective, karma fruition, karma suppression, karma elimination, partial karma fruition, partial karma suppression, all those four states, I'm looking this mode from them. That means this mode is relativistic mode. That was general concept all over the country, everybody thought that way. Now Gurudev brought the another principle. What he said, that now the same mode I'm looking from this perspective, means this present mode, remember this present mode is being present in the soul in the dormancy state From time infinite, it is being present in the dormancy, not in express form. Infinite modes from the past, present mode right now, and infinite modes in the future. Not a single mode will be the same. They all will be different modes. And so, for this mode to come, now I'm looking from independence. This mode is occurring independently because it is supposed to come in its own birth time, no matter what. Well, you guys are born and brought up here, but for a person like me, for example, when I immigrated, when I was in medical school, I had no idea what's the future look like, what's going to happen, nothing, no idea. How did I finish medical school? How did I start practice? How I came over here? How did I go to Brooklyn? How did I go to Boston? How I end up coming to Phoenix? All those things were predetermined, predestined. It was supposed to happen. In our life, ups and downs are coming. They are supposed to happen. And they are predestined. They are fixed. Those modes are fixed. And they are coming. It's its own birth time. They do come. So that when looked from the independence of the mode's origin, which is non-relativistic, it is mode's inherent nature to be the independent form, non-relativistic. So this mode is occurring independently without any relationship with any karma. I was supposed to be angry at this point, so the mode came in the anger form. I was supposed to be in a greedy form. It does come that way. So that's called Krambat Parya, means modes coming in its own sequential order without any interference with any entity in the universe. Means there is substance the soul substance cannot do anything. The infinite attribute cannot do anything. Previously disintegration of the mode cannot do anything, or any instrumental cause or karma fruition or anything. Nothing can do anything to this rise of this mode. It comes independent. So it is called non-relativistic. Non-relativistic means swabhav. Non-relativistic means swabhav. So Gurudev said that the mode occurring in the form of rag, that is that mode's natural state. That is that mode's swabhav, natural state. And people say, wait a second, no, mode cannot have swabhav. But Gurudev said, yes, that mode is swabhav because it's independent. Nobody can change that mode. Mahavir Swami obtained Keval Gnan at age 42. Now, can he say to the mode that, you know what, I'm supposed to go to moksha, let's go now. Why do you hang around for 30 more years? Mahavir Swami's soul cannot change that mode. Rishabdev Bhagwan obtained moksha after 1,000 years of monkhood. Can he not say, I would like to go to moksha right now? Why to hang around for 1,000 years? He cannot change. He cannot change that mode. That mode is supposed to come at particular time, particular day, particular event, particular place. It will come that way only. Nobody can change it. No, you're not even omniscient Lord can change it. So who am I? Who am I taking the pride saying that I can do something to you? I cured the patient. I helped this patient. How do I take that kind of pride? It's a false pride. So this is the one that Gurudev has propagated this side of the slide, that was not known in the Jain community at all. And he propagated, he presented that view, and people end up knowing, and they say, wow, what a great way of explanation. So souls Soul substance, not mode. Substance, soul as a substance is non-relativistic. We know that part. Since time infinite, for time infinite future, it will remain in the non-relativistic form. Substance, substance, substance. But even the mode lasts for one samay only. For that one samay, it has its own independence. So these are the things that we have to know. And you know, we are very, very few people understanding this philosophy, because this is extremely detailed, very, very, very minutest form. And again, as I said, all the pundits all over the country, they were not ready to accept. Then Gurudev gave explanation of everything, and they said, wow, that makes sense. Yes, we understand now. Anyway, so having said that, now we are going to change the topic, and let's see what comes up. 9 reals. Okay, we are back to the 9 reals now. So in between, we finished this 5 of extraordinary disposition of the soul. We finished that chapter because that's a chapter Gurudev has included in his lectures on a Samaysar on 19th time, that when he gave lectures on Samaysar. Stanza is very simple, but Gurudev kept on putting a subtle way some of the principles. And that way we can have our own overall growth occurs in our spiritual understanding. 9 reals are in the form of, sorry, 9 reals are in the form of specific divisions. That means reflective thoughts, and that means conventional point of view. Remember, now we are talking modal point of view. We are talking modal vision. We are back to 9 reals right now. 9 reals are soul, living, non-living, auspicious inclination, inauspicious inclination, inflow, bondage, stoppage, shading, and liberation. All those 9 forms, 9 divisions are in the modes. And when you have the modal vision, Gurudev Sri says, when there is a modal vision, that means it's called reflective thoughts. And when there is reflective thought, means it's a conventional point of view. So now, I wake up early in the morning and I go into quote unquote meditation. What am I doing in meditation? I'm the soul. I'm the eternal soul. I'm the unobstructed soul. I have no relationship with anybody. I'm the pure soul. I'm the all-knower soul. I'm the full of blissfulness. All kind of things I'm quote unquote thinking about the soul. And that means I'm thinking about the modes. And when I'm thinking about modes, it's called reflective thought. And that means it's conventional point of view. Only experience occurs in the absolute point of view. When you are gone away from the reflective thoughts, you go in primary abstract comprehensive state in which there are no thought process. You are simply experiencing the knowledge of the whole soul and everything. Experiencing means no reflective thought. You went for a dinner for some party and you came back and said, oh, amazing party. So while you are enjoying the party, you are enjoying everything in an indivisible way. Now when you come and said, you said that it was amazing. And I said, what is amazing about? And now you are dissecting the whole party. Beautiful music was there, very people with the nice clothes were there, good food was there, and the atmosphere was very good, weather was. So all those things now you divide. Now you are talking about it. The whole indivisible experience you had it. Now you are dividing into the sentence and trying to tell me. So reflective thought means no experience. When there is experiencing going on, there is no reflective thought. Reflective thought means conventional point of view. Reflective thought means rag. Reflective thought means inclination of attachment state. So when there is inclination of attachment state, means reflective thought, means you cannot have experiencing of the soul. So if somebody says, I'm doing meditation for 1 or 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever time. It means he's in reflective thought. If he's experiencing the soul and getting engrossed, that's a different story. But most of the time, 99.9% people will say, I'm in meditation, means he's in reflect. Of course, he's thinking about soul only. He doesn't think about anything else, but still it's a reflective thought. That's a process. That's a steps coming ultimately to go for the experiencing state. But actually, at that time, he has a reflective thought. And not him, me. I have a reflective thought process. That means I'm in conventional point of view. I have the rag state at the time. So those are the things we have to keep in mind. Eternal true nature of the self is non-specific, indivisible form. Means no division, and that means subject of absolute point of view. When I'm experiencing myself, I'm experiencing in total. I'm experiencing my soul substance and all the attributes and more, everything. I'm enjoying it. Super sensuous bliss is going on. That is called in a non-specific division or indivisible form. Then there are no divisions perceived. And that is called absolute point of view. And that's called samyak darshan. That's called self-realization. So these are the things Gurudev gives us a pitfall that where I should not get stuck. Yeah, I mean, of course, of a specific 9 reals in the form of specific divisions, all those things will come to me. That's okay. That's a step coming. But I should not get kind of fulfilled that, oh my God, I achieved everything. No, I'm still have to go to this next bullet and say, I have to experience now. In reflective thought, I made the decision of that substance completely. Now I go and dive into it and get my super sensuous bliss. And that bliss is experiencing, and that experiencing is called right faith, samyak darshan. In the right faith state, one ends up knowing as well as having conviction of the eternal true nature of the self. Now, see over here, it just tries to, and now right faith, Gurudev is analyzing that one. It says that I have conviction. Conviction means I have my faith directed to my eternal soul substance. Conviction means faith attribute we are talking about. Knowing means knowledge attribute we are talking. So knowledge attribute and faith attribute, they both are directed to the eternal soul substance. And that's called, it's a right faith state. All our soul substance does not come in a mode. Remember, this thing comes out again and again. And so we have to remember that peacock and mirror. In the mirror, there is a illumination. The peacock is there. Actual peacock is not there. Peacock is standing on the side over here. But this illumination occurring in the mirror, that mirror perceives the illumination. Same way, my knowledge mode is like a mirror. So whole universal substance, they get illuminated in my knowledge mode, and my knowledge mode ends up knowing this illumination in my knowledge mode. Now, this is from the peacock perspective we talk. At the same time, my knowledge mode, my eternal soul substance is also getting illuminated. Eternal soul substance is also getting illuminated. So, eternal soul substance is eternal soul substance, but in the mode it gets illuminated, so mode ends up knowing this illumination. In the mode soul substance does not come. Now it is kind of little confusing statement we are putting over here. We are into the soul right now. We have, from outside we were there, now we have entered into the soul. This soul is indivisible in nature, with the soul as a substance. infinite attribute present, and modes occurring every samay, all the time. Those activities are occurring, all these different activities occurring, but they are also in the indivisible form. But for us to understand, Acharya Bhagwan and Kunkuna Acharya Dev and Gurudev and even the Omniscient Lord puts it in our own language to explain to us what's happening in the soul substance when you are entering into the soul substance. So what it says, that when you are entering into the soul substance, from outside, your idea was to enter the source. Now you are entered. Now you are entered. What happens inside? What happens? You are perceiving the soul substance, infinite attribute and infinite modes occurring, and those are, everybody's doing work just like the factory work going on in unison. Somebody is putting the raw material, somebody is partial product, somebody is finishing product, somebody is packing, and all those things are happening. At the end of the day, the finished product comes out of the factory. Same here. So now we just go to the mode and say, hey mode, what do you do? So mode says, you know what, my job is to illuminate. Mode means knowledge mode. Knowledge mode, I say, knowledge mode, what's your job? My job is to illuminate. So what do you illuminate? I illuminate the peacock also, but at the same time, I illuminate eternal soul substance also in my knowledge mode. So in the knowledge mode, experience the soul substance which was illuminated in the knowledge mode. And so the knowledge mode ends up knowing this illumination of the all-knower soul substance illumination. So all-knower soul substance does not come in the mode. Actually, its illumination came. And at that time, mode also experienced a blissful state. So soul substance means soul substance. In the mode, there is illumination. And in the mode, because of this illumination, there is also bliss experience. So action occurs in the mode. Soul substance and modes are technically separate, even though they both occupy the same space point. Remember? So we have entered the soul substance. They work in the unison. Everybody does their own work and everything. So soul substance is separate, attributes are separate, modes are separate, even though they are under one roof and they are under the auspices of the soul as a substance. So they both are separate. They have the same space point, but they are separate. As modes have division and substance is indivisible form. So modes is doing the form in the form of divisional way of knowing, and soul substance is indivisible and everything. So it's an indivisible soul substance doing all the work, but for us to understand, Acharya Bhagwan makes division to explain to us actually what is happening inside. I like certain house and I want to enter that house. So I decide on the street, several houses are there, but this house is a one, I really like it. I want to go in that house. So now first I separated that house from all the other houses on the streets. Now when I enter into the house, then I saw head of the family is there, the wife is there, children are there, grandparents are there. They all doing their own work. Grandpa and grandma, they are doing religious thing, everything. Dad, mom goes to work or whatever, whoever goes to work. Other party makes cooking, everything. Kids, they just do their homework and everything, go to school. So under the one whole unit of the house, everybody is doing the different work. Same way here, when I entered in the soul substance, soul is eternal, attributes are different, modes are different, everybody is doing the different ways. And knowledge mode says, I am reflecting everybody in my knowledge mode. That illumination occurring in the knowledge mode is perceived by this mode, and that is called Samyak Darshan. So that's what it says over here. Now, how are the divisions of nine? And now, having said that, now we are saying, Gurudev says, how these nine divisions are really created in the soul. First thing, I don't want to keep my model vision, but first thing I have to know how they are how they are created to start with. So when they're created, how? Let's see. Living being takes away his attention from the eternal true nature of the soul, which I have done since time infinite, because I have my alien directed fate since time infinite. I keep on doing that since time infinite. Now, um, what happened? Faith is now directed to the modal aspect of the soul. Because I'm not with the eternal true nature of the self, my attention is not there. So my attention is focused on my mode. So instead of substantial vision, now it's called modal vision. Okay, now what happens? Now, because of the, I have the mode, I'm looking at the modes, I perceive the nine reals in the mode, nine tattva in the mode, living, non-living, auspicious, inauspicious, inflow, bondage, stoppage, sharing, and liberation. Those nine divisions, I just started looking at it. And they are there because fruition of material karma acting as instrumental cause. Fruition means presence and or absence of material karma acting as an instrumental cause, and one now ends up with the nine real elements. So this is the way. Now direction, attention is directed to the alien object. That means modal vision occurred. That means divisions are perceived. There is a fruition of karma present, and that's why the nine elements or nine reals are generated. Now, so modal perspective and substantial perspective. Modal perspective, divisions are perceived. Substantial perspective, indivisibility is perceived. Modal perspective, faith mode is directed to the modal state, and the substantial faith mode is directed to the eternal true nature of the state. Nine reals are true state in a modal perspective. Remember, when your modal perspective, nine reals are present. They are not absent, they are present. But when I'm looking for substantial perspective, then nine reals are untrue state by making them secondary. Over here, they are present, but now I make them as secondary. Right faith does not occur when I have the modal perspective. Right faith only occurs when I have substantial perspective. Means my faith is directed to the eternal soul substance. That gives me the substantial perspective. Eternal nature of the self remains undivided, steady, and firm forever. Eternal true nature of the self, whether it's a Nigod or Siddha Bhagwan or anybody in between, eternal nature always remains undivided, steady, and firm forever. It doesn't change. In the infernal existence, the living being ends up with the intense suffering in the modal state. In the in the narak, in the hell, there is a living being suffers intense suffering, but against a modal state. In heavenly life, there is intense amount of material pressure, but against a modal state. Modal state. Eternal state does not come in the modal form. So whether you're in hell or whether in heaven or whether in between anywhere in the human or subhuman, plants and animals or anything, but they are all modal state. The eternal state does not come in a modal form. This is the Gurudev said. Remember that if I have seen anybody in the modal form, I ask for forgiveness because I know everybody is eternal pure state, everybody is sane, everybody has potential, or they have potential is there. Somebody has expressed that potential, somebody has not expressed that potential. They have that potential in dormancy, but potential is there. Period. So that's what it means. सर्वकाल में त्रिकाली परमात्मा अस्खलित एक रूप है. Oh my God! Look at Gurudev puts such a powerful statement. सर्वकाल में means I think there is a सर्वकाल में त्रिकाली परमात्मा अस्खलित means this sentence deep meaning. Universe is present since time infinite. So सर्वकाल means time infinite. Universe is present. Omniscient Lords are present since time infinite too. Remember, you know, in a Nandiswar Dweep, maybe when sometimes the Jain geography comes, we'll talk about it. But Nandishwar Dweep, if the middle world, if we talk, the upper world is a heavenly soul, 16 heavens are there. Lower world, 7 hells are there, and middle world where plants and animals and us, above humans are living. On the heavenly soul, heavenly soul live, infernal souls live. The rest of the souls are living in this middle world. The middle world, if we just look at it, they are the ring. Ring means the island, ocean, island, ocean, island, ocean. The rings are there, and innumerable island, oceans are there, and only up to first two and a half islands there are human beings present. Beyond that, there are no human beings present. So, in the 8th island, it's called Nandishwar Dweep. In Nandishwar Dweep, there are eternal temples are there, eternal omniscient Lord statues are there. Eternal, nobody's created. Now, in my temple, when you come, you can just say, this is Rishabdev Bhagwan, this is Mayusai Bhagwan, this is Ajitnath Bhagwan, etc. But they were there now in this time, and then they went Siddha. But those statues of the omniscient Lord are there forever. Similarly, not only statue, but omniscient Lords are also present in time infinite. There was no beginning of the universe. There always omniscient Lords are present, Siddha Bhagwans are present, humans are present, subhumans are present, plant animals are present, heavenly soul and hellish, everybody are present since time infinite. So omniscient Lords are not that it just came with Mahavishwami, omniscient Lord occurred, or with Rishabdev became omniscient Lord. No, previously they were there since time infinite. So omniscient knowledge is also occurring since time infinite. As omniscient Lords are present, then omniscient knowledge is also present, and it is since present since time infinite, but still there is no decrease in its capacity. Omniscient knowledge is coming out, non-stop flow is there, continuously coming out, and it will remain forever and ever and ever and ever. Still, there won't be any decrease in the potentiality of that omniscient knowledge. Even in the infernal state, soul is suffering intensely, still the eternal soul substance remains in full and complete bliss. Our next sets of 24 Tirthankars, the very first Tirthankar will occur 84,000 years from now, and that is King Srenik will be the first Tirthankar, and right now he is in hell. He is in an infernal life. So he may be suffering intensely, physically in infernal life, but his eternal soul substance remains in full and complete bliss because he is there with his Kshayik Samyak Darshan. He is there with his right faith of that annihilated type of right faith, he has it there. So he keeps on experiencing the bliss. Of course, physical body gets suffering, but he has detached himself from physical body. So even though physical suffering is there, but there is no feeling like that. Just like think about the completely anesthetized patient. You have cut open the chest, you have opened the saw, you have used the saw, you have separated the sternum and all the things. Patient is the patient doesn't feel anything. Similarly, because of anesthesia, but in the person who has understood realized the soul, his chest can be opened. He doesn't feel at all that way. Ben Sri Champa Ben, she was supposed to go for some sort of a surgery. She was brought to Ahmedabad, She said, I don't need anesthesia. I can go without. And she did without. She went without, and nothing happened because she had a self-realization. She has separated herself as a soul from the body. So this sentence means Sarvakal means it forever, or forever. The omniscient Lord has the flow of bliss occurring non-stop, completely keeps on coming forever and ever and ever. So that's what it says over here. Now, at the present time, there is absence of omniscient Lord amongst us, means parents die, wealth decreases, kids fight among themselves. Our parent, omniscient Lord, is not. Now, first one, it just gives a simile. The Gurudev gives simile. The parents died, there lots of wealth was there, but the wealth started decreasing, and kids, they are used to the wealth, now they are not there, so they are fighting themselves. So what happens here? Our parent, our omniscient Lord, is not present at this time. Our present omniscient Lord. Wealth of omniscient knowledge is decreasing. Everyone keeps on fighting. They keep on giving their own 2 cents of worth without understanding anything. This is my way and this is right way, and everybody's wrong. That kind of attitude we carry all the time. Some says with auspicious inclination there is religious activity. Some says the true religion is a faith in a Dev Shastra Guru, etc. Means somebody believes that with his partial knowledge, he says that auspicious, you just keep on doing auspicious work. You know, I meet lots of people. They say, you know, I don't want to understand anything in the religion. I don't believe. I just believe in serving the humanity. So he just believes that by serving humanity, he is doing religious activity. In fact, he is having auspicious inclination only. But that's what he believes. Other one says, well, I have to have my faith in a Dev, means omniscient Lord. Scripture means holy scripture, and Guru means my Guru. Omniscient Lord is not there. Scriptures are there, but I can't understand much. So Guru, so I just have total unconditional devotion to my Guru, and that's it. That's my religion. Yes, you have to have the unconditional devotion to your Guru and everything. But what is that unconditional devotion means? What? Means whatever that Guru has said, I understood, I put it into my action, and the true Guru will say, only you obtain Samyak Darshan, and that is my greatest gift from you to me. So that will be his message will be, for me to obtain Samyak Darshan, and that's the greatest gift I can give. So Prabhu Charana ka ne dharu atma thi sauhin. Krupaladev say, hey Lord, Guru, what can I give you? You have everything. You realize your soul. So only the thing I can give is your message. I understand. I obtain right faith, and I bring that Samyak Darshan offer to you. In the sense, I obtain Samyak Darshan. That's the greatest gift I can give it to you. So then it becomes true. Simply saying that, well, I have devotion to my Guru doesn't mean anything. It means it's a deep meaning is there. In fact, there's lack of true understanding because our omniscient Lord is not present, omniscient knowledge is decreasing. So these kind of things, Gurudev says that, there are so many distractions are there amongst us. We should try to be careful. We should try to understand the reality and try to imbibe that reality within us and change our attitude accordingly. I can do everything. I understand all these things. I have capacity to speak and explain everything. But in real life, I could be most horrible guy. I could be angry. I could be angry in a second. I could be greedy. I could be possessive. Then it's not true knowledge. True knowledge is the one that you understand. Somebody explains to you, you understand, you put it into your daily life, you change your behavior. And once you do that, that is the real knowledge that you have put it into the action in yourself. So those are the things that we'll be talking today, and we'll be going next subject next week. Any questions so far? Yes.
I'm good, Uncle. I don't have any.
Okay. Okay. If not, then we'll do closing. Okay. जावाणी के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालो सोवाणी मस्तकन मोह सदा देत हूँ तुम 9 times all count. Jai Jinendra. Thank you. We'll see you next week, okay?